progress.
Calling to order the Operations Oversight Committee. Terry, you want to
Yes, I
do the
will.
announcements?
Thank you, Chair Harris. This meeting is being conducted virtually and in person, so I will do a roll call of the trustees to confirm attendance. Trustees Oakham and Green will not be joining us. Ms. Ginsburg? Here. Mr. Razzo? Mr. Razzo is here.
I'm here.
Ms. Gray? Yes. Mr. Rue?
Present.
Mr. Sanchez?
Here.
Mr. Robbins? Here. Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Kehoe? Chair Harris?
Here.
Staff participating in the meeting include CEO Santos Kryman, Deputy CEO Louis Lugo, AEOs JJ Popowich and Laura Guglielmo, Chief Counsel Stephen Rice. Other staff and managers participating include Kathy Delano, Chat Arande, Tatiana Bayer, Tiona Fredericks, Eugenia Durr, Jasmine Bath, Carly Natoya, Allison Barrett, Ricky Contreras, Vachi Masarajian. Trustees, please use the raise your hand Zoom option to be placed in queue. At this time, we ask all meeting participants to mute your mics until you are ready to speak, and we may now proceed with the agenda.
Thank you. Number 3 on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the March 6, 2024 meeting. Need a motion? Is there a second? I'll second. Terry, go ahead and take the roll.
Okay. Mr. Sanchez?
Abstain.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Rue?
Yes.
Chair Harris?
Yes.
Motion passes with all trustees present.
All right. Already heard there's no public comment. I don't see anyone here raising their hand. We'll move on to number 5, reports. A is the LACERA operations briefing. It is for information only unless someone here in the horseshoe has a question they'd like to ask.
I have one issue,
Right,
and that
Mark.
is it's difficult, or at least maybe I need some more training, but it's difficult to find out what is current that I need to look at. You got to go through the whole report to try to find what's been updated since the last report. So if you could help me out with that, that would be good.
Yeah, Trustee Moore, we do have the legend on top of the first page of the operations briefing that color coordinates pending items, completed items, and items that are tabled. And anything that's in green, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Popowich, is things that we update monthly to
Okay,
the committee.
so, yeah, let me do that. Anything in purple,
Purple, excuse me.
which is, it goes in order of updated, which is purple, blue, there's no change, green is completed. So if you notice at the top of, actually, can we bring it up just so I can?
Okay, show me how to read the report so that I
No
can.
problem.
Well, here's what I don't want to have to do is I don't want to have to flip through all the pages to find it. I just want to be able to, all of the items with changes are in the front or something, just.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Can we bring it up real quick so I can show them
He's working
visually?
on it.
Awesome. Let's go to page 3. Okay, so you see where where it says project issue title, brief description,
Right.
that's in purple. If that's in purple, those are the new changes. Those are the changes. Either we've added as a new project or there's updated information.
Okay, and all of those are in the front?
Yes, all of those are up top.
Okay,
And then the blue eventually follows afterwards, which starts, not sure what
I
page
can
it will
hardly
start.
tell the difference between blue and purple.
They already know about you in blue, so we'll go into that.
But it's a real different blue than the purple, I get
We're
it.
glad to hear that.
But the
Well, if
blue,
you're
which starts
colorblind,
much
you
much
know.
later in the report is where there's no change, it's just static.
Okay, so then.
Page 20, thank you.
We're only looking at page 1 through 13, right?
1 through 19, if you're looking for updated statuses on projects.
Okay, I got it.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that one of the issues, and I have this issue as well, is that there's a complete history of what's gone on, and there's no way of looking at what has just changed is from 1 month to the next. So what I'm thinking in order to help the trustees is that let's just go ahead and bold what's new in writing.
Okay.
Right, so that they can just look at the purple side and they can see what's bolded, and then if they want more information, they can go back and look at it. But I think that's probably one of the concerns.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about is not having to regurgitate or
Reread.
read through stuff from the last 6 months just to find out what changed this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, either bold it,
So-
italicize it, underline it, something, that's what changed. Yeah.
Correct.
Because, you know, it just helps you
So-
focus
So
on.
I think that's what he's,
current.
We'll either bold it or I'll make it
Yeah, something.
clear somehow.
yeah, anything other than purple.
Red.
Yeah. Probably
Yeah,
avoid
call before
colors.
next
so.
month.
All right.
We'll take care of it.
Okay, all right. Anyone else?
And,
Okay, you got off pretty easy.
Did I
That was
have
good.
any
Thank you.
questions?
Next we have B, Board of Retirement Strategic Plan 2024-2028 Quarterly Update. We have a presentation.
Yes, good afternoon, Chair Harris. Good afternoon, committee members. We're excited to present the first quarterly update of the Board of Retirement Strategic Plan. If you recall the strategic plan, if we can go to the next slide, please. The strategic plan was approved back in July of 2023. Since then, the team has been hard at work in putting together our work plans and our plan of action. So most of the last 9 months have been, although with some objectives, there have been some progress made in terms of getting out of the planning phase. But we want to present to you today is really a high-level overview of where we are with the work plans. You'll see a dashboard that we'll briefly touch on, but I want to level set that next month at our management offsite, we'll delve a little bit deeper into some of the strategic objectives that we'll be focusing in on in 2024 and onward. If you haven't read the strategic plan, I'm sure all of you had, but we do have it on our public website on LACERA.com. If you go to the Board of Retirement landing page, you'll have the full strategic plan available to you. We have 13 objectives that we outlined in the strategic plan, 9 of which we are going to prioritize and focus in on in 2024. If we go to the next slide, please. Just a kind of brief timeline in terms of what we've done, as I stated over the last, next slide, please. Over the last 9 months, after the board approved the strategic plan in July, we had a management offsite in this October. Part of the goal of that offsite is to look over the plan, prioritize the objectives, and start action planning teams or work planning teams with those respective objectives. We have since identified those teams, which touch on that a little bit in the next slide. After that, those teams then went to work on building their teams and also working on their respective work plans and really road mapping those strategic objectives to really start granular at the task level and building up those work plans. Before you today, you'll have, again, a high-level dashboard overview of what those respective milestones are for those objectives. You also have within your packets, each objective has a strategic outline that has some background information, scope of the team's initiatives, as well as a work plan built out. So you have that in your packets now. And then we'll have, as I stated, in May, we'll have an interactive discussion with all of you, the Board of Retirement, as it relates to these respective objectives. We are going to call out 3 member-facing objectives, one related to our superior member, 2 related to our superior member experience, and then also 1 related to our IDEA initiative, which is our DEI initiative that impacts not only staff, but really us as an organization. And then, thank you, Bonnie. These are the 9 strategic objectives that we're focused in on. Granted, we still have other projects that we're currently focusing on, but also not only in 2024, but moving forward, you'll see these work plans have multi-year initiatives. So just because you see us focus on this in 2024, doesn't mean that some of these initiatives won't carry out in terms of next year or the year thereafter. And each of these objectives have leads After today's update, we'll have quarterly updates thereafter. You'll start hearing more from the leads in terms of some of their milestones that they have reached, or within the budget presentation later this month that Ms. Guglielmo and her team will provide that aligns kind of some of the budget dollars with some of our strategic initiatives that we're going to be focusing in on. With that, next slide. So this, you will see this slide along with the other objectives. Every quarter, we'll provide an update on where we are with our work plans. That's our accountability in terms of holding us to account on the commitment of the Board of Retirement Strategic Plan. So it's high level. It doesn't have all of the granularity of the work plans, but it gives you the milestones that we're tracking. And with those milestones, as we complete those, that'll essentially complete our objective as it relates to the 13 or 14 outline objectives that we committed to over the 5-year plan. This is a snapshot in your slide. I won't go through all 9 of them, but it provides high level, the goal, the objective, who the sponsor is, who the respective lead is, the milestones attributed to that objective, and then our current status in terms of our completion, not started, or pending. So that kind of provides a high-level overview of that process. There may be additional milestones identified as we work through these work plans, so we want to be a little bit nimble. So what you see in front of you today may change in 2 to 3 months, but we'll make sure that we're committed to keeping you all updated at least at a quarterly basis. Next steps, we have as I stated, the Board of Retirement Offsite, May 28th. We'll delve a little bit deeper into some of the objectives and then also get some input and interactive discussion from the trustees on any modifications to these respective work plans. And again, our commitment moving forward is to have quarterly reporting. Next one will be August 7th at the OOC, and you'll start hearing from the leads thereafter in terms of their goals and their milestones reached as it relates to their various objectives. And with that, we'll stand, myself, Laura, and JJ, I'll stand for any questions. We also have all of the leads available. So if you did delve into some of the objectives, they're here available to answer any questions related to their work plans. So with that, Chair Harris,
Thank you.
pass it back to you. Thank you.
Are there any questions from anyone, not just on the OOC? Boy, you're getting off real easy today.
I guess.
This is
Not me.
yeah, they are. Yeah, okay. I'll have to work on that.
I got one.
Oh, okay. There you go. I feel better now. I feel
Just
better.
to, keep things going. I noticed that you have expected completion dates, which and all the strategic objective work plans, on all of them, you have expected completion dates for the objective milestones. But you're building out the start dates. So therefore, those completion dates might
They may
move.
change too.
Okay,
Exactly.
So, yeah, I was a little, no, I wouldn't say miffed, but I would say there's some concern if you have no start date, but you know when you're gonna finish.
Yeah, it seems like a little cart before the horse, but I think part of the.
I said, I know there's a reason for that.
It's aspirational.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so you're working on making sure that those completion dates actually get more and more realistic as you build
Exactly.
out
Right.
the plans.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's all.
There will be adjustments.
I think that goes to, I always have conversations with my staff, and I always tell them that, my job is to be unreasonable. And so it
Yeah.
falls under that particular category.
Yeah.
So, but I do want to compliment my staff for all of the work that they have done. I've seen some of the work that has already progressed that's not really reflected in these particular charts just yet until the next time. So they've worked very hard. I know that they're exhausted. We're always talking about burnout. But we figured we might as well bite off more than we can chew at this particular point in time, and then we'll start adjusting as we see fit. And then, of course, we do commit to making sure that the OOC as well as the Board of Retirement have input into the process. There may be some objectives that need to move as a result of things that you all would like us to focus in on. And so we are more than open to have those sort of discussions and try to figure out how to implement the strategic vision that you all have throughout the organization. So,
Chair, if I may, I want to just further elaborate on Mr. Kryman's comments. The teams that are behind us, the teams that are listed in, the team leads, also the teams is a cross-section of the organization. So you have about 70 to 100 people working on these particular objectives. So to Mr. Kryman's point, really the heavy lifting is behind us, and they're all enthusiastic and energetic. I know it's an ambitious goal that we have, but in terms of all of the meetings that the JJ, Laura, I, and the executive team have sat in, there's been a high level of energy and excitement among the group in terms of accomplishing these particular milestones, but ultimately on the board's plan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, with that, items for staff review.
Okay, Trustee Moore requested clarification of what is the current information in the monthly OOC briefing.
Okay. Real quick, go to the order. Don't see any. Mr. Ryu? No? Okay. Then we will go into executive session.